All right, so it's Bruce Lambert here from HowCommunicationWorks.com, and I'm with my friend and colleague and business partner, Tim McDonald. Say hi, Tim.
Hey, hi Bruce, and everybody who's watching this.
So we just finished 2 days of communication skills training, where we're training 150 or so doctors and nurses and other people about how to talk to patients and families, how to help one another. What were your observations?
Well, it's really exciting to work with the group here. You and I are in different rooms, and boy, the room I was in, they were crazy engaged. And they're clearly interested in learning how to speak to patients and families when bad stuff happens.
Yeah.
But it seemed more present today when we were teaching how to support each other. How to provide empathic communication to doctors and nurses and other people involved in harm events.
And what do you think, what are those skills? How do we teach those skills? I think people who watch this channel, they're interested in learning communication skills. So what works?
Well, for me, a couple of things, and one is, I used a video to kind of drive that home. I think so many people forget that one of the most important things in the communication side is listening and reflective listening. And that came out loud and clear in the video we used in talking with the group. It's the power of silence. It's the power of really paying attention and being in the moment with the people who are there, and then let your empathic skills take over.
And can you talk a little bit about, in the real world, I talk a lot about empathy and so on, and people's personal relationships, but could you talk about how, in your professional experience, so Tim is both an anesthesiologist and an attorney, can you talk about how the real difference this makes in people's lives if professionals are better at empathy, like maybe on the downside if they lack these skills, and then on the positive side if they have them, what difference it can make in people's lives?
Well, I think for patients and families, it makes all the difference in the world in terms of them beginning the process to heal after something bad has happened. And if they don't get that, there's the very high likelihood they're not going to heal. And I think the same thing is true for the caregivers. They're at a really tricky point in their lives, and it's kind of a pathway.
Yeah.
And the hope is you get them on a pathway where they can thrive, not just survive. And I think that's the key to this, because we need people thriving in healthcare so they can be better doctors, better nurses, and be able to take care of patients better and not suffering in their own way.
So any observations about just kind of learning communication skills in general, maybe for professionals or clinicians? What do you think the future holds for people in terms of trying to learn these skills?
Well, I think what we're trying to develop are some best practices around how can you do two things, which I think they need. One is a knowledge transfer about why this is so important, and the other really is the skills transfer. Mm-hmm. And from the beginning until the end of these 2 days, it's amazing to see how much people can improve with some very fundamental tips and tools in terms of being able to do that.
Thanks so much, Tim. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Okay,
You bet,
take
Bruce.
care.
Thanks.
Yep.